What does life insurance have to do with rugby? More than you might think. Creating a strategic game plan in rugby is key to winning. A sevens match can change in an instant, so you need to have a strong defense, solid offense, and the flexibility to move between the two. It's the same for finding success in your financial life, whatever that means to you. Setting up a game plan that can help you tackle life is crucial for financial success. A good coach has knowledge of the game, sets goals for the team, and creates a strategy, which can be critical to achieving success both on and off the pitch. And when it comes to your financial life, having a relationship with a good advisor can be just as valuable to help you plan and meet your goals. Having the confidence that you're strong enough to play every minute as hard as the first gives you the best possibility to succeed during a match. And being financially fit gives you the ability to tackle opportunities and live life with confidence, knowing that if the unexpected happens, you're protected. Rugby and life insurance. They're closer than you think. Find out more at pennmutual.com/rugby.
To our National Small College Rugby Organization NSCRO Championship Weekend. We are at Siena College in the Albany region of New York State, Hickey Field to be exact. You can be watching this on the NSCRO YouTube channel or the Next Level Rugby channel. I'm Matt McCarthy with two-time USA Rugby Coach of the Year and Collegiate Sevens coach Steve Lewis and Brett Anker on the pitch. We have our semifinal in the Challenge Cup match. This one, Steve, is between Wisconsin Sevens Point in the black and red and Azusa Pacific in the white.
Yeah, so Wisconsin Stevens Point, obviously Wisconsin RFU, Azusa Pacific University out of the Gold Coast Conference, based in the eastern part of Los Angeles. And they kicked off. Wisconsin Stevens Point received the ball. First couple of contacts.
All right, Wisconsin Stevens Point trying to get something going against the Azusa squad in white, as we said, and there's some pushing and shoving and some banging early. These are two teams that are playing some physical rugby right out of the gate, and you like to see that. Can they maintain it? Nice catch on the burst by number 12. That's Justin Glish, and a penalty awarded to Wisconsin Sevens Point. I beg your pardon. Wisconsin
Stevens Point.
Stevens Point. Sorry about that, folks. There's number 5 barreling forward. Liam Enright. Number 10 digging that out. That was Elliot Van Oss giving it to his big fella, number 3, Mork Carden. Oh, there's some big hits going on out there. That was a nice tackle by Anthony Martinez of Azusa. There's Elliot Van Oss engulfed by a white jersey, and it is turned over. And now it's Azusa with the ball for the first time on attack.
This is pretty good stuff off the bat here. Very energetic, very vigorous, both sides carrying with purpose, aggression, and being met by staunch defense. Good stuff so far.
Exactly. That was Makai Muti with the tackle, with the carry there. And there's a lift into the air, but number 1, Chase Wolfhope gets it down. There's the scrum half, number 9, Matt Ueno, getting the ball out. Here he is again. Ueno digs it out. He's got Bo Perez taking the ball into contact. Charging forward on defense, but slipping through on a gap. Number 5, that's Ben Seast, the captain, with a big run. Nicely done there. And now the white jerseys are on the front foot. White of Azusa. There's a big collision. It's going to be a knock-on. That's unfortunate by Chase Wolfhope, but it turned over. And in the bottom of the ruck there is Keegan Brighton. Some good defense on both sides so far when the other team has been on attack. dancing into contact and taken down to the ground. Elliot Van Os, he gets the ball out. There's number 11, Jerry Williams, I beg your pardon. And there's a whistle. So it's been frenetic, a fast pace to start. We're excited here in the booth watching this. This looks like it has the potential of being a dandy here on the NSCRO YouTube channel or the Next Level Rugby channel, the NSCRO Championship Weekend. This is the Challenge Cup semifinal. Matt McCarthy, Steve Lewis, and Brett Anker bringing you the action. As we prepare for a scrum down. Steve, got to like what we've seen so far.
Yeah, good, exciting opening 3 or 4 minutes here. You said both sides playing with purpose, playing with a bit of passion. But then again, they're playing for a spot in the final, so as well they should, I suppose.
Here's Kyle Schoen getting ready to put the ball in for Wisconsin Stevens Point. They are in the black and red if you're just joining us. In the white, Azusa Pacific. And there's the tap and the put in. And the Azusa Pacific scrum driving back, but maintaining possession and picking up is number 9, Kyle Schoen. And they are driven back. Has the ball been turned over? No, it hasn't. Still in possession, but driven into touch. Nope, thrown back in. And a penalty. Our first of the match, and it's going to go to Azusa Pacific, Steve.
Yes, so referee today is Chris O'Malley, a native of Minnesota, although some say he also has Irish dual citizenship. Has his own referee podcast. I believe it's called The Ref Tent. First guest on it was none other than that celebrated referee who did last night's game for us, Leah Berard. And if you're like all things refereeing, you should tune in.
All right, there's Aiden Birch taking the line out for Azusa. And they are driven back, and the ball has been turned over, Steve. Indeed it has. Number 5 in the middle of that, Liam Enright for Wisconsin Stevens Point. See if they can get the exit strategy, and the exit strategy seems to be a nice bursting run. That's number 10, Elliot Van Os with the carry. Now it's Marcus Josiger. Big wall of white defense there, crushing tackles. Number 9 takes it out. There's a big, and there's a turnover. It's going to be stolen. That was Anthony Martinez taking the ball for Azusa. And now they are smelling their first try. Ueno gets it out. Here he is pushing the number 8 out of the way and getting the ball into the hands of number 12, Parker Vincent, who takes it to the turf. Ueno. Martinez. Here's Muti with a crack. He rolls and presents. Ceased, the captain. Number 5, getting some more yardage with a couple of rolls. Ueno trying to sneak it in. Wisconsin Stevens Point on defense. Trying to keep this from getting into their try zone. Ueno. Could be an obstruction possibly, but no. There's number 10 trying to sneak it in. That's Addison Dilly.
They just need to change the point of attack here. They're just picking and going. You need to either move wide. Having said that,
what was that you were saying, Steve?
Finally it works. 4 or 5 times in a row, you've got to switch it up, but perseverance, I suppose.
That's Make Muti with the try and the ponytail. Muti with some hard work. The tight head prop touching it down with a pick and go.
It's worth the same 5 points. As you know, a team try from 80 yards, going through 15 pairs of hands. Doesn't matter, both worth the same.
That's right. And this looks like it's going to be Travis Hughes, number 11, with the conversion attempt with our first try of this second semifinal match. We saw the Washington and Lee Screaming Minks win the other semifinal in this Challenge Cup.
So they lie in wait for the winner of this game.
They put a cool 55-5 hiding on their opponent earlier. But there's Hughes with the conversion, and he sneaks it over, and it's good. So it's 7-0 in favor of Azusa Pacific over Wisconsin's Stevens Point. I'll get it right at some point, folks. With the restart coming, and if you're just joining us, Wisconsin Stevens Point in the black and red, Azusa Pacific in the white. And there's the restart, taken by number 12. And kicked down the field, back into the waiting arms of Wesolowski, who gets it into the hands of Jerry Williams. Crashing forward now is Marcus Josiger. Here's number 5, Liam Enright. Oh, there's a nice big run from Josh Estel. There's a little bounce pass handled nicely with the foot to the hands, and on the outside, charging down the far side of the pitch, but into touch, unfortunately, Steve.
Always unfortunate when you stray off the field of play into touch.
On this list on our notes, Steve, the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. What is your team mascot? Point Black and Blood.
Interesting response.
Yes. Whereas the Azusa Pacific University are the Cougars, who just take the line out. There's Ueno. Gets it into the hands of Chase Wolfhope. There's a kick drilled down the center of the field by Parker Vincent. On one hop, here's number 14, Tanner Akers, counterattacking. This has been an exciting match so far. End to end, both teams showing capability and some skill. There's Kyle Schoen getting the ball out. There's a little bit of a loop pass over to Jerry Williams. See what he has. Number 13, Josh Williams on attack. So that was Williams versus Williams. And corralled by number 8, Connor Brink Sawyer for Azusa. So the Cougars now charging forward. Moody. And it's going to be a knock-on and a turnover. Awarded to Wisconsin Stevens Point. Right on the Siena S, we'll have a scrum down here at Hickey Field. What are your thoughts so far, Steve?
Thoughts so far, I like the look of this Azusa loosehead Chase Wolfhope. He's made a couple of cracking tackles and a couple of good carries. Looks a little long in the body to be a loose head, but we'll see if he can cope with the technical aspects of that position right here in the scrum. He's certainly a good player around the field, and yep, his side went well there.
Yeah, they just stole the ball. Here's number 12. That's Parker Vincent. He gets the ball outside as the rain starts to come down a little bit more steadily now. Ueno. There's Cease, the captain. He gets a nice couple of meters on the charge. There's some serious contact going on in there. These bodies are banging away. Here's number 1, your man, Chase Wolfhope, taking it in. There's Josh Estel with the tackle. As Bo Perez tries to slip by him but can't. And there's another run by Parker Vincent. There's Seast, the captain, presenting. Ueno gets it to Connor Brink-Sawyer. Big defense by Vanden Lagenberg. And into touch. I butchered that name. It's Vanden Langenberg. Vanden Langenberg.
Good job.
Rain is now coming down heavier, Steve. This could be a factor. See the line out. It goes astray. Who's got it? White collects it. Advantage off the knock on. Going nowhere. Into a wall is Brink-Sawyer. And it's going to be a whistle. Playing the initial knock on. No advantage. So it'll be a scrum down. There's a lot of hand signals going on from the referee. But it's going to be ultimately a scrum down to Azusa, the Cougars, against their opponent, the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point, Point Black and Blood.
I don't know what that means.
I don't either. We're just reading the teleprompter, folks. At any rate, this has been an exciting match. Both teams seem up for the task, and you like to see that. That's probably why they're in the semifinals of this Challenge Cup. Enscrow, unfortunately mishandled by Addison Dilly, and it's going to be a knock-on, awarded scrum down to the men in black and red, Wisconsin Stevens Point. Here's the replay. Ueno taking it out, but just a little eager perhaps, or maybe it's the rain affecting Addison Dilly, and he just can't hold on to it. There's a great shot from our crack team of the Next Level Rugby production squad, making our job easier. Here's a wheel of a scrum. And who comes away with it? It's going to be a penalty awarded on the wheel, earned by Azusa. So Wisconsin Stevens Point with the wheel of the scrum. That is not going to win you any points with the referee, and it's going to win them points perhaps in turn with Azusa is going to go for posts. Can we get the ref mic working? About 17 minutes gone in this first half. 7-0 in favor of Azusa Pacific in the white over Wisconsin Stevens Point in the black and red. And here's our first penalty goal attempt. And this is going to be number 11, Travis Hughes. And the kick is premature charge on the penalty kick.
Not premature. You can't charge penalty kick. So just a little misunderstanding of the law will allow the kicker to have a second crack at it.
You know, when in doubt, charge it. Words to live by. Except when you're on the rugby pitch.
Are you talking about shopping, or are you talking about rugby?
Unfortunately, I'm talking about shopping. All right, Hughes gets another crack at it. See if he can take advantage of this one.
Again, look at the trajectory of that ball. But it works for him from that range. 3 points added.
Yeah, he drilled it through the uprights. So it's 10-0 in favor of the Azusa Pacific Cougars.
Good decision there, with conditions deteriorating, weather deteriorating. Points on the board. You know, they're harder to find, harder to come by. So I commend that decision. Take the 3 right in front of the posts.
And there you have it. Okay, in the meantime, we've got our restart. This is going to be Elliot Van Os. Very good. Into the hands of Parker Vincent, who charges forward. He's shown some physicality in ball carries so far. Referee warning the black to get away. In the meantime, there's a little Ueno kick. Scrambling back on defense, Kyle Schoen. He is tackled by number 10, Addison Dilly. Here's the big hooker, Anthony Martinez, testing the defense of Wisconsin. Followed by Chase Wolfhope. Ueno gets it into the hands of his 8-man, Brink Sawyer. Ueno's busy day so far. There's number 6, Bo Perez. And a whistle, a penalty. Looks like a high tackle, Steve.
High tackle indeed. I would, again, be inclined to take the points here, were I Azusa's skipper. And indeed he has opted for the points, pending a successful execution of the kick.
All right, let's see if he can do that. And I think as long as the other team doesn't charge him, this should be well within his reach. Looks like the rain has subsided a tad. We don't have any wind right now. We've got just maybe a slight mist right now. It was coming down pretty hard earlier. And it's brisk. It is April in New York State. We are in the Albany region. As Hughes banks it in. It's off the upright, the right post, and banks in. Nicely done by Travis Hughes. So 13-0. And that's a solid 6 points on those two conversions there that will come in handy later on in what tells to be a very good match.
Yep. Points in the bank.
Here's Elliot Van Os. Taps it to the ground. Puts it up. Nice kick. Almost taken by his teammates, but instead it is Bo Perez who handles it. It's going to be an advantage to White right now. There's the big fella Moody ramming forward. The tight head prop. It's out. There's Parker Vincent. He's taken to the turf. Nice defense by Wisconsin, but it's going to be the initial call and taken back on the knock. Going to be a scrum down to White. First one to the mark is Anthony Martinez, the hooker. Always like to see that. Rest at the mark, right, Steve? Here's Matt Ueno, the scrum half, getting ready to tap and put it in. He does just that. Some nice camera work from our next level rugby production team. Here's the ball into the hands of Jacob Bentz. I beg your pardon, that is Josh Williams. Josh Williams with some space. Josh Williams with a big run. He gets it into the hands of Parker Vincent, who's a physical runner. He's barreling forward. And suddenly the Azusa Pacific Cougars are on attack again. Here's Martinez banging forward. Scrambling in defense, Wisconsin Stevens Point. It's number 8 handling it. That's Brink Sawyer. It was a little bit of a tricky pass. He handled it and took it to turf very nicely. Ueno. Again, there is Josh Williams. So the center is getting involved now in the attack. And a penalty earned, Steve.
Yeah, messy there at the breakdown, actually from both sides. Bit of a dog's breakfast.
Bit of a dog's breakfast as Parker Vincent takes a quick tap and gets some serious yardage. Testing the waters, Bo Perez got nowhere. There's number 5, Cease, the captain. He's banging forward. Sea of black jerseys. There's some space out wide if they can get it out there. Number 15 is alone, pretty much, Jacob Bentz. But they're concentrating on what's worked for them so far, and that's banging it up front. The proverbial pick and go, Steve. Matueno passing it out. Addison Dilly takes it to the turf. There's Chase Wolfhope, and he is in for the try. Oh, no, he's not. I beg your pardon. And it's lost over. It's a turnover, a knock-on. Unfortunate for Azusa and fortunate for Wisconsin Stevens Point. Well done on defense to withhold the pressure they were under. And let's see if they get an exit.
Stevens Point, of course, named after George Stevens. Operated a grocery and supply business in the Wisconsin River.
Of course. Good old George Stevens. I think his point was made here with the rugby team.
Couldn't resist it, could you? Couldn't resist it.
No. All right, there's number 9 putting it in the meantime. That is shown. And there's an exit kick. Nicely done. A good clearing kick. Out of his try zone under pressure, and there's his counterpart, number 15. That's Jacob Bentz kicking it back. Now on counterattack. Here's Jerry Williams. Number 11, he's still on his feet. A good run by him. First one to help him out, Noah Thiem. And a high tackle and a penalty awarded to Wisconsin Stevens Point. And suddenly you have a little bit of sun trying to peek through.
Say it ain't so.
It's the capital region. You know, it's the beginning of Western New York. That's what you get up here. Here's a nice pass out to the outside. It looks like they're integrating their backs now. Justin Glish on attack with a nice run. Followed by Tanner Akers. Here's Kevin Vanden Langenberg. Mork Carden.
He's a bit naughty there, bit naughty.
Penalty awarded, Steve.
He got caught.
I think we have a contact lens out. One of the players reaching for it. There's a replay, Steve. Yep, that's where we were playing the advantage there, and it's brought back. But here's a quick tap back to live action. Here's Josh Estel.
Again, Wolfhope. What a terrific hit.
Big collision from the biggest guys on the pitch. There's number 6, Isaac Higgins, trying to test the waters there, and he's repelled, and the ball is turned over. Oh, but a good counter ruck by number 4, Kevin Vanden Langensberg.
Yeah, there's a couple of things going on at these rucks. You know, team in possession needs to take care of the ball, needs to be a little more accurate in terms of ball placement, needs to have players over the ball protecting in a strong position. Conversely, if you're the defending side, you got to get your body height right. You got to be lower. Low man wins in most things. And they've got to be more aggressive with a counter ruck. Right now, we've got sort of loose stuff, inaccurate stuff from both sides at the breakdown.
Yes, and we just had the kick into touch by the longest lad on the field, Aiden Birch, number 4. We're seeing a lot of that. We're seeing locks and props kicking the ball more and more these days. Last night was evidence of that, and again just now. Different assignments for goal kicking and kicking for touch, etc.
The first time you cut the ball at the front, this time you passed it back. So that's the little instruction.
Okay, and that you just heard the instruction from the referee. The infractions on the part of Azusa Pacific on the throw-in, so now it's going to be awarded to Wisconsin Stevens Point.
Ball back. Is that first time?
So you had 2 cracks at it, didn't work. Turnover.
Crouch. Fine.
Here's shown. The scrum half. Getting set to put it in for Wisconsin Stevens Point. A good drive, though, counter drive by the
there. Use it, White.
Azusa scrum, and it is turned over. There's number 11. That's Travis Hughes, who's nailed two penalty kicks. There's Wolf Hope charging forward. Bueno gets in the hands of the captain, Seast. Ben Seast takes it to the ground. Bueno gets it out.
Yeah, Black, move out.
And it's a penalty.
Number 7.
Not rolling away. Number 7 from Wisconsin Stevens Point. That's Josiger. Marcus Josiger getting pinned for that. Pinged for that, Stephen.
Yep, looks like friendly warning time here from the referee. I'm just trying to listen in, but not quite making out what he's saying. Not happy about something. Relaying that to
Number 7.
Wisconsin skipper.
There's Bueno getting it. Oh, there's a huge run by Moody.
Strong advantage, Black.
Mackay, Moody impressing his will, but it's turned over, and here's Jerry Williams with a counterattack. If he can stay in, and he does, he gets it back into the hands
Black, still
of
tight,
Elliot
strong
Van
advantage.
Os.
No hands, White.
Referee warning White on defense. Get back. There's number 4, Kevin Vanden Langenberg. A lot of syllables in his name. Number 5, Liam Enright. Justin Glish, and a kick into space. Here's 15, Jacob Bentz corralling it, but there's a whistle. And it's going to be a knock-on, unfortunate knock-on the part of Azusa Pacific. The Cougars wish they had that one back, but in the meantime, capitalizing, we'll see. Wisconsin Stevens Point.
Yeah, I mean, in weather conditions like this, you know, when players are trying to pick the ball up at their feet with no one around them, there's no need to, right? Just trap the ball with your foot, soccer style, and take your time. It's really only when you've got the enemy coming right in your face you've got to make quick decisions. So it could just be a little more patient, take care, and avoid needless knock-ons like that.
All right, so it'll be a scrum down to Wisconsin Stevens Point. The Cougar counter
Crouch.
scrum has been very, very strong so far. Let's
Fine.
see if they drive them back.
We spoke about this before the game, right?
If you're
Said
just
it's
joining
fine.
us,
From so far, looks good. Don't load it.
it's our referee
Closer.
instructing the front rows. It's 13-0. Azusa Pacific ahead of Wisconsin
Crouch.
Stevens Point. Azusa in the white. Wisconsin
Fine.
Stevens Point in the black and red.
Set.
Their man, their scrum half. Kyle Schoen puts it in. Again, driven back, but they hold on and maintain possession. There's a charge off the back by the wing, number 14, Tanner Akers. Weak side wing coming in. Gotta like that. Here's Jerry Williams. Like his cleats, you can spot him easily.
No, out White. Advantage.
There's Schoen. In some traffic. Wazalowski.
You got penalty advantage, Black.
Penalty advantage being played by Wisconsin. No advantage gained. We come back to the original mark.
Straight off feet, guys.
Came in off his feet. Here comes Josh Estel. He's met in defense by a wall of white. Marcus Josiger.
Good clear out there. Some good poise under fire from the fly half.
Yeah, counterattacking that line speed, the defensive line speed of Azusa. Done well by Wisconsin Stevens Point. Here's number 8. Jake Poston getting hit sharp hard. There's that weak side wing, but it went into touch. And there goes the hands and the gloves of our assistant referee.
Want it?
Are those official gloves, Steve?
Officials gloves.
Are they official officials gloves?
Apostrophe S required.
White. See the nice lady in the jersey. Stand on her. White, let's go. White, go.
All right, here's the throw in.
Mr. O'Malley quite correct there, hurrying up. The team throwing in. You can't have a coffee morning, decide what you're doing.
That looks like Bo Perez throwing it in. He's the blindside flanker, handling the line-out duties on the throw-ins for Azusa. There's Ueno, I beg your pardon.
Step back.
Here he is again. Matt Ueno directing traffic to the hands of Anthony Martinez. Nice counter ruck. And that's Justin Glish, the inside center. Jerry Williams with a good stick.
Great tackle there by
Go, man,
Williams.
Black.
Prized the ball loose.
Charging forward but driven back
No advantage.
is Vanden
No advantage.
Langenberg.
Back for the knock.
And the knock on. And awarded, scrum down to Wisconsin Stevens Point, who with about 35 minutes gone by in this first half would like to get some points on the
Same
board
thing, guys.
before the
Space
half.
on bind, come together on set.
Well, they haven't really been able to achieve any kind of territorial foothold. You know, the game has pretty much been
Crouch.
played in their half. Said very rarely have they been able to. In fact, I'm not sure they have been in the opposition 22 as of yet.
I think you're correct.
Up.
So maybe try to open it up with some kicks, put them under pressure.
Farther bind.
We'll see if Van Os can do so, the number 10.
You're absolutely right. You can either, go through people, you can go around people, or you can go over people. You've got to execute one of those three
Crouch.
correctly. Both sides just attempting to go through each
Fine.
other.
Yeah, there hasn't been a threat of a kick if you're the defense of
Set.
Azusa so far, but maybe once or twice. And nice scrum by the guys from Azusa to get themselves awarded a penalty. That's got to be discouraging when you have your own put in and you're driven back and you're penalized.
I'd say so.
There's again, and the left-footed lanky lock. That's
Alliteration.
Aiden Birch. About 5 minutes left in this first half. National Small College Rugby Organization Championships, NSCRO. You're either watching on the NSCRO YouTube channel or the Next Level Rugby channel. I'm Matt McCarthy with Steve Lewis and Brett Anker.
Ball
As
to the front.
we watch Azusa Pacific in white take their line out. They are leading 13-0 over Wisconsin Stevens Point in the black and red. And an attempt at a steal by Van Os, but translated into Josh
Stay up,
Williams charging forward for Azusa. A big run.
Works, keep your weight up, 12.
And stolen. The ball was presented, but there was daylight and picked up nicely
It's a maul.
by Justin Glish. And now it's
Off feet now, White.
let's see if we can get an exit strategy. Here is Josh Estel, the loose head charging forward. There's that kick. And it's well done to clear some space and maybe get another crack at some points before the half ends. If they can defend the line out of Azusa.
Number 5. On which one? Okay. Oh yeah, well no. So he was. Timing was fine. You guys
Steve,
have-
we've got a substitution. It looks like
Right. The
Mork
substitute,
Carden
yes?
is off
Okay.
for Wisconsin Stevens Point.
Time's back on.
And number 17, George Fiend, is in. F-E-I-N-D.
It's fine. Good. He's good.
He's got the blonde hair and the man bun. Easy to spot. Ueno.
Nice, good work,
finds a
Seven.
charging teammate. Dilly dishes it off to Parker Vincent, who's been a force so far at inside center. Here's Bo Perez charging forward, corralled by Jerry Williams. And a whistle and a turnover on the knock-on. Well done by Jerry Williams in the tackle of Bo Perez there.
Second consecutive good tackle from him, stopping the opposition in their tracks.
There's the replay. There's Perez, and there's the Lawrence Taylor-esque arm over the shoulder to try to slap the ball out while tackling him. Look up Lawrence Taylor, folks. That was his patented move for the New York Giants. And we are in New York State in the capital region. This is either Giants or Patriots territory.
Giants, is that a football team?
That's a football team. American football, Steve. Ask any Patriots fan about the New York Giants. There's number 9, Kyle Schoen, with just about a minute left in this first half. Wisconsin, Stevens Point trying to get something, and not a good choice on the kick there, taken by
Ball's out, that's fine.
Azusa, and they are looking for more points themselves. That would be a big spin turnaround of points there if you're Azusa right now to get more on the board after having turned the ball over.
5 away.
Referee signaling that they need to get away. Here's Moody crashing forward. Wisconsin, Stevens Point in black and red on defense. The Azusa Pacific Cougars in white trying to pad their 13-0 lead. The pick and go has worked well for them so far in this area of the pitch, and they go back to it. Bueno. Here's Spencer Parker Vincent. And it's a try, and this one's going to. Try is awarded. That looks like it was Addison Dilly with the try. Here.
Yeah, critical psychological blow there right before the half, extending their lead 13-18 with a kick to come. Once again, as you say, looking for the pick and go. Ball bounced back, and the opportunistic play by the fly half, picking up the loose ball, diving over.
Yeah, it all started with that ill-advised kick that didn't go anywhere. Instead, it went right into the hands of the opposition in white, and the Cougars capitalized by punching it home. And now they have an 18-0 lead pending this conversion. And by all accounts, this is right in the wheelhouse of Travis Hughes for this conversion. And it will likely be the last play of our half.
A little delay to the play there off camera. The player receiving some treatment. The referee is just having a little word, which is why we are still awaiting the kick.
All right, time's on.
And that was number 8.
It'll be half-half.
Jake Poston, who is up on his feet and looks okay. That's good news. This conversion should take us right into our half, folks. Hughes setting the ball on the tee. Wind seems to have died down and the rain has subsided somewhat. It's a little bit out there. It's a little bit like a light mist.
Still not to be confused with a day on the beach.
Indeed, not a day on the beach. Unless you're a seal. There's a kick, and it is no good. It goes under the post. And that'll be it for our half. 18-0 in favor of Azusa Pacific's Cougars over Wisconsin's Stevens Point. Steve, what needs to happen for Wisconsin Stevens Point?
Pretty basic, really. They need to play the game in the correct part of the field, which is in the Azusa 22. There's not much you can do in this kind of weather with the kind of offensive weapons they have. It doesn't look like they can score from deep. They just need to play the game in the other half of the field.
All right, you can see them, the University of Wisconsin Stevens Point in the red and black gathering on their side of the pitch. And they're on the far side by the bench. In white is Azusa Pacific. But we will be right back, folks, if you stay with us after this.
What does life insurance have to do with rugby? More than you might think. Creating a strategic game plan in rugby is key to winning. A sevens match can change in an instance, so you need to have a strong defense, solid offense, and the flexibility to move between the two. It's the same for finding success in your financial life, whatever that means to you. Setting up a game plan that can help you tackle life is crucial for financial success. A good coach has knowledge of the game, sets goals for the team, and creates a strategy, which can be critical to achieving success both on and off the pitch. And when it comes to your financial life, having a relationship with a good advisor can be just as valuable to help you plan and meet your goals. Having the confidence that you're strong enough to play every minute as hard as the first gives you the best possibility to succeed during a match. And being financially fit gives you the ability to tackle opportunities and live life with confidence, knowing that if the unexpected happens, you're protected. Rugby and life insurance. They're closer than you think. Find out more at pennmutual.com/rugby.
College in the capital region of Albany for this NSCRO National Small College Rugby Organization Championship weekend. This is the Challenge Cup semifinal between the Wisconsin-Stevens Point, University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point in the black and red against Azusa Pacific in the white. Azusa is leading 18-0 over their counterparts. I'm here with Steve Lewis. I'm Matt McCarthy. Steve, we've had a good match, a good matchup physicality-wise. The points don't necessarily reflect how closely Wisconsin has played against Azusa Pacific.
True, but Azusa, you know, they dominated the territory battle, right? So everything's been played in Wisconsin's half, and when they've been down there, on a couple of occasions they've been close to the line. They've extracted some reward with a couple of scores, and they took a couple of penalty kicks as well, wise choices, and are good for their 18-0 lead.
All right, here's the restart from Van Oss, taken by Aiden Birch. Ueno, I believe with his first box kick of the match from the number 9 position. There's number 15, Jono Wesolowski, throwing it right into the face of his teammate, and that's going to be a knock-on, or at least an advantage played by Azusa Pacific. Charging forward, Anthony Martinez. Ueno gets it out to his number 8, Brink Sawyer, who then dishes it out even further. Ueno's had a nice match as the field general. Gets it into the hands of Chase Woolhope, who's also had a nice match. And there's a penalty awarded to the Cougars.
Failing to roll away would appear to be the very explicit signal from Mr. O'Malley.
And there's Birch with the kick into touch that eventually finds it after a hop. Wonder where the defense was on the line there guarding that kick.
A little out of position, obviously.
It's an execution of the fundamentals.
Ball again.
Here's the throw in. Again, this is the blindside flanker, Bo Perez, throwing it in.
Balls to the front. Yeah.
And we've got a little bit of sunshine suddenly. The weather's changing on a moment-to-moment basis, but here's a big run right up the gut by Parker Vincent under the...
Time's off. 11. 11. Captain, 2. Captain.
We're going to listen in on the referee here, folks.
High tackle. You only ever had the neck with force. Yellow card.
And there it is. That's what we thought was going to happen. That's a yellow card off of the charging run by Parker Vincent. Here's the replay.
Percy.
Yeah, it was a great line from the center. Goes through, looking inevitable. And then Winger Williams comes across, definitely catches him high. And one would have to agree with the referee on this occasion.
42.
That was Jerry Williams coming in. Zueno, and now he's got Ben Cease, the captain, charging forward. And their formula of the pick and go has worked well for them so far today to build this 18-0 lead, and they just got another one doing the same thing. A nice try right up the gut and a little bit of a limp, but it won't hurt as much after you score a try. That's number one. That's
my man, Chase Wolfhope.
That's right.
Spotted him early. Still like what I see.
Chase scores a try. The sun comes out, and the limp isn't as bad. That makes it 23.
All good, thanks.
Here's number 11, Travis Hughes, attempting the conversion.
That lonely spot, the naughty chair. There he is. 10 minutes alone.
Are you running my time on the bin?
So, yeah, we've got Jerry Williams
1 minute, and then let him know when he's back on.
in the sin bin for the high tackle, and immediately following that, Wolfhope with try, and a drilled conversion attempt that almost knocks our posts over by Mr. Hughes. There's a shot of Jerry Williams in the sin bin on that lonely folding chair.
10. Yep.
You can hear the wind picking up down on the pitch on the referee's mic, Steve. There's a kick, the restart by Van Os, and it just bounces. A little miscommunication on the part of Azusa, but there is the captain, Ben Cease, to pick 14. It up. There's a little canine, a little kick to the box by the number 9, Ueno, and it results in his team getting the ball inadvertently. A bounce off the chest of the receiving team, and now spinning it wide is Parker Vincent. He gets it into the hands of his wing. Now coming back with the ball is Wolfhope, who just scored a try. Bueno, I beg your pardon. This is Wolfhope. That was Martinez. Wolfhope takes it to the ground. Bueno, wasting no time getting it back into the hands of Anthony Martinez. But it's a knock-on, unfortunately, and it's going to be an opportunity for Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, to get back into this match as the sun shines.
Yeah, well, they've got to make a move soon, right? 23-0. There have been many a comeback with this kind of deficit, but the clock is ticking. 46 minutes down.
All right, you need an exit kick here. And the kick is only as good as its chase, Steve. And we need to see some chase from the black and red.
Where did you hear that before?
That's the first time. There's a little trickle out of the back of the scrum. There's a little bit of a run by Van Os. He gets it into the hands of Schoen. Schoen goes to the ground. Little desperate pass, but taken nicely by number 14, Alex McCutcheon. Oh, good hands by the big fella, Josh Estel to control that, and I beg your pardon. That was number 14, Tanner Akers. But rambling on the outside, that was number 11, Jerry. Nope, I beg your pardon. Again, that was Akers. If you're just joining us, Wisconsin, University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point, down a man with Jerry Williams, the wing, in the sin bin. They are trailing by 23 points to Azusa Pacific in the white, and they are driving for more right now, but that looks like it might be a knock-on. No knock-on called.
No knock-on, but it was a scoring opportunity there. If that pass had gone to hand with an extra man, opportunity missed for Azusa.
They still have that opportunity in front of them as Anthony Martinez takes it to the turf. Ueno gets it to Parker Vincent. There's Addison Dilly, who scored a try. And look at that. You got the fly half helping set the platform. There's number 15. And it's into touch. Jacob Bentz took it into touch, and it's going to turn the ball over. So Wisconsin Stevens Point dodges a bullet there. There's a shot of Akers, number 14. Be a throw-in. Here's Keenan Brighton with the throw-in duties. Some long lads in the front of that for the Azusa Pacific, and it's charged down and kicked right back into the hands of Van Oss. Van Oss gets it into the hands of Wesolowski. Now it's Justin Glish. Oh, big hit there by Moody on number 4, Aiden Burt, on Kevin Van den Langenberg. You need a big kick here to get from out this pressure that's being applied by the Cougars in white. And a penalty, not rolling away. So there's a break.
But again, if they're not kicking the touch, they're going to opt for a short penalty here. They haven't had success with this before, so I'm not sure why they go back to it. Prove me wrong.
No kick. And they choose for scrum rush. There's number 17, George Fiend, getting into the mix. Schoen. Then Oss. And it's going to be a knock. Some sloppy play in their own zone is not helping Wisconsin Stevens Point, Steve.
Yeah, so I mean, this is why you need the kicking game. You know, if you're unable to crack the nut a certain way, you got to try a different way. They're trying to go through them. They're having limited success. They can't go around them. Limited success. They need to have an option. They need to be able to move up the field, and they've been unable to do it thus far. They've been pegged in their own 22, behind on the scoreboard, behind in the battle for territory.
Yeah, you can almost play a 14-1 defense if you're not worried about any kick.
Well, that's the other thing. You don't have to respect the kick.
All right, here's the put in. And it's going to be done again.
Should almost be time for Williams to rejoin us, I think.
Yep, he's got his poncho on the far side over in that sin bin area. It's resulted in a try while he's been away. Locked up in Rugby's prison. Here's Ueno, Matt Ueno, with the put in. He's under pressure from his counterpart Schoen, but it's in the hands of number 13. That's Josh Williams, and he touches it down. And that's going to make this Wisconsin Stevens Point job that much more difficult, Steve, as the sin bin area blows away into the next pitch. We just lost a tent on the far side. I don't know if you can see this, but here's the replay. Here's Williams.
Yeah, well, Williams has been threatening this all day, along with his center partner there, Vincent. Both of them look like strong runners. Both of them have almost threatened to break out, and finally we saw it there. Williams going on an individual run, a good run, powerful run. 5 points under the post.
And great vision. You know, we saw that with the camera work. Excellent camera work by our next level rugby team. But Williams saw the hole. He saw the whole field, and he just a couple of moves and then straight forward. Nicely done.
And now we have a changing kicker here. Looks like Williams' center partner Parker Vincent is up to take this one.
And he hits the same post as Hughes. So different kicker, same result, a clank. But it doesn't matter. His team is on top, 28-zip. And here comes Jerry Williams back in from the sin bin. He has atoned for his sins, so he'll rejoin and make his team whole again. And they could use him, 28-zip. Here's Van Os. And the wind might not take that 110, and it doesn't. And Schoen has no choice but to just corral it. And it will be a scrum down at midfield for Azusa Pacific's Cougars, who lead 28-0, or about 53 minutes gone by in this Enscro Challenge Cup semifinal. University of Wisconsin, Stevens Point in the black and red, down by 28 points. Steve, you're a two-time USA Rugby Coach of the Year. You're in this scenario. There's no tomorrow. If you want to win this Challenge Cup, what do you do?
If I'm Wisconsin? Yeah, as we discussed earlier, they've got to play the game in the right part of the field. They've got to get to that part of the field. So it's making good decisions, taking care of the ball. They get another opportunity here. First off, scrum, set piece. Okay, guarantee your own ball. Do something useful with that ball. Okay, not just 2, 3, 4, 5 yards. They've got to string phases together. They've got to put the defense under pressure. That's when the defense cracks and you get the big breaks. But you've got to earn the big breaks. And thus far, they haven't quite put together that kind of consistent quality of play.
Yeah, they haven't kept the back three backs of Azusa honest by testing them with kicks. There's been none of that, but maybe one kick. But here's Schoen as his scrum is driven back. He still gets it, corrals it, pitches it out to Van Os, who's got a nice run. And there's Jerry Williams, who's got to be eager after being in the sin bin. He's taken to turf. But all of a sudden, you've got some energy in that back line. They heard you, Steve. They're testing the defense, looking for another crack. There's Schoen. And suddenly some life on the part of University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. And they need it now. Oh, there's a big hit. But number 7 maintains it. That's Isaac Higgins. Haven't heard his number much today. He's getting involved. There's a nice pass from Enright into the hands of Vanden Langenberg. Here's Fiend, George Fiend. Gets a penalty awarded. They're playing the advantage. On the outside, ducking in is Justin Glish, taking the ball to turf. He might have gotten hit in the face. He's got a little bit of a limp. And it's going to go back to the initial infraction. Yeah, you can see he's doubled over. I think as he's carrying the ball. Here's the replay. That's going to be where the penalty is awarded. Here's where Glish gets it. I thought he got maybe poked in the eye there.
Yeah, I think it was left foot there. He slipped just as he cut inside. You can see it.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah, he is grabbing for that ankle. It looks like he might have gotten smacked in the face, which was insult to injury as well. Check on him. He is staying out there, walking it off. Good sign. And here's the penalty awarded. We know they're not going to kick. Here's Van Os. Give it to the smallest guy in there to charge forward. Interesting choice. There's number 4, Vanden Langenberg. Liam Enright. Schoen. Van Os with a long pass, a wide pass. He gets it into the hands eventually of Jerry Williams, who has shown us some fight in this match. Van Os from Schoen into a sea of white jerseys. There's a little push pass out into the hooker's hands. Now it's out in the wing. There's Akers. Akers showing some moxie. And he takes it all the way around the corner under the post directly. A beautiful try from Tanner Akers, number 14.
Just what the doctor ordered. Breathe some life into this game with 20 or so left. It was a good finish, cut inside, back outside again, accelerated, left the fullback in his wake. Smart enough to get around the center under the posts.
Yeah, here it is again. And there's number 18. He's just recently in the match. That's Bryce Hardy. So he's indoctrinated by Mr. Akers with a try. The conversion was good. So it's 28-7 now. Wisconsin Stevens Point perhaps chipping away, getting themselves back into this match. And it happened, Steve, because as you mentioned, they had to start testing the defense a little bit more, and they did that.
Yeah, you've had glimpses. You know, Van Os at 10 has looked decent. Williams on the wing has looked like a threat as well. And then obviously Akers on the other wing. It's the first time I first touch, and it was a telling one.
And that didn't look like it went 10 to me, but I'm not refereeing. And taking the restart is big number 5, Ben Cease, the captain, and he takes it all the way down within inches of the try line. Wow, I don't know what happened on the restart there if you're Wisconsin Stevens Point, but they just conceded another try.
Yep, that's a coach killer right there. So they finally get some reward. 28-7, peg it back a little bit. All you need to do is set up. You're receiving the kick. Set up correctly. Pay attention. But unfortunately, lapse of concentration there. A short kick taken well by the Azusa player.
Yeah, there's the
restart. Yeah.
There's Cease, the captain.
He did well. Nothing wrong with that. Good run from him. And then, boom. The 7 you scored is about to be negated within 10 seconds.
If that kick went 10, it went 10 and an inch. But nonetheless, a great play by the captain, Ben Cease, to get it all the way down there. And then here comes the try. There's Moody driving, pushing forward with the big ponytail there. And it is just...
Yep, no, it was good.
Okay. I'll agree with you, Steve, reluctantly. But that was the number 8. Brink Sawyer, Connor Brink Sawyer getting the try. Again, that was an amazing restart collaboration between Addison Dilley and the captain, Ben Cease. And there's Hughes back with his kicking responsibilities, and he drills it, so he doesn't want to relinquish those duties again, does he? Here's a shot of our try scorer, Connor Brink Sawyer. Headbands are back, Steve.
I'm not sure whether they should be.
I don't
if that's what you're asking me.
Well, if everybody's working for the weekend, perhaps, maybe.
I'm not sure they're legal.
Loverboy reference lost on a younger audience. Everybody's working for the weekend? No? Loverboy?
Nope. Lost on me too.
Okay. Well, it's a Canadian rock icons.
Yeah, you saw Carl and I was wearing it at the Hong Kong Sevens recently. And again, not sure the legality.
The legality?
Yeah, whether you can wear headbands.
All right. I think it's another advertising opportunity that will be capitalized on. That's just me. And there's a kick that does not go 10. Tanner Akers, who had just scored a great try, but countered by the restart of Ben Cease. of Pacific, of Azusa Pacific, but now it's going to be another disheartening scrum down at midfield if you are the Wisconsin-Stevens Point guys. Mizueno getting ready to put it in. He's not the largest guy on the field, but he has had a big game. He has really steered this ship for the Cougars so far. There he is again. In his face, gets the pass off. Was in his face, and now a nice little run by just off the bench, Bryce Hardy. Turns and presents. Ueno, the first one there, as you'd expect. There's Seast, the captain, followed by Birch. And again, it's all Azusa as Moody barrels forward. Maake, I beg your pardon.
Yeah, good run from him.
There's Josh Williams, who'd scored a try earlier. Is another different camera angle for you folks at home. Anthony Martinez, that takes you right into the action. We've got another substitute. We'll get you that number. It looks like it might be Logan James Kakau in there in the front row. Ueno. There's Seast, the captain. Parker Vincent dishes it off to Brink Sawyer. There's Anthony Martinez, but it looks like it might have been turned over.
Offside.
And he backs off. You're right, Steve. That is indeed Logan James Kakau, the Hawaiian. And looking for more points, up 35-7, is the Azusa Pacific Cougars in white, if you're just joining us. In the black and red on defense, and desperate at this point, are the Wisconsin-Stevens Point squad, and they go by the nickname of the Point Black and Blood. What's the acronym there?
PBAP.
And there's a kick into touch, so they are not messing around. They're not going to go for posts. They want more in the try zone, Steve.
Yes, indeed. So, I mean, they've tried a couple of rolling mauls from lineouts earlier with mixed success. One went well, one didn't. I think they went to number 4 at the front both times, but which is unusual when you're trying to set up a rolling maul. But let's see what they come up with here.
All right. Again, it looks like it's going to be.
Yeah, you get jumpers at 2 and 4 there. Sure enough, goes to 2.
Bo Perez throws it in. The blindside flanker. Ueno gets it to Perez. Comes off the short side.
Over the line, certainly. Can he ground it?
And he is. Oh, it was a forward pass. Oh, no. Not sure what the call was there. Hey, if the wind has died down, maybe we can turn the ref mic back up.
Held up over the line, it would appear, given the resulting decision. So scrum in a very promising attacking position to Azusa. They've got 2 backs out on the right-hand side, full back in the right wing. That's where the ball is going, but it's a number 8 pick.
And some desperate defense by Wisconsin-Stevens Point.
Yeah, trying to muscle his way over. Looks like another
White scrum.
Another white scrum.
It's just wind, so why don't you turn it back now?
Ball was stripped backward.
All right, here we go. Here's Ueno getting ready to put it in again.
Crouch.
About 67 minutes gone in this semifinal Challenge Cup match. NSCRO Championship weekend here at Siena College, just outside Albany. There's Addison Dilly, who had a try earlier. The fly half getting in the mix. There's Parker Vincent, who's had a big game,
Now black.
keeping the defense honest and scoring tries. Ben Cease, the captain, also another solid match from him. Can go down the list for the Cougars at this point. Bo Martinez, I beg your pardon. Bo Perez.
Numbers on the right here. That's a great finish.
Oh.
Great finish.
And the Krista Ashton-like end to the finish there, sliding forward with the arms extended. Here's a replay. It's going to be, that was Parker Vincent again with an exciting try. Here it is. Ueno gets it into the hands of Parker Vincent, and he just cuts it back and full throttle into the try zone. And that's a finish that you were talking about, Steve. Dive, nobody can get you.
Correct.
Well done. Here's another angle. Nice little burst. He's had a very strong match right there, Parker Vincent.
Yeah, numbers on the right, okay, which always holds the defenders, but he straightened up and he accelerated. And that's hard to stop from that distance.
Here's Travis Hughes setting the ball on the tee, getting ready for his conversion attempt. He's been pretty good. 40-7 in favor of Azusa Pacific in white over Wisconsin Stevens Point in black and red.
Yeah, it's never felt that kind of game, but the scoreline certainly widened. Scoreboard doesn't lie.
You know, we've had a lot of points scored in these first 2 days of this tournament, and most of the points have been one-sided. So the final matches are going to be pretty exciting to watch. It's going to be a lot of offense, or the potential for a lot of offense. And the conversion is not good. We just had a little bit of a delayed reaction there. Just wanted to make sure. So it's 40-7. The scoreboard clock in stadium says about 70 minutes left, just under 70 minutes left, as does the one on your set. So that's accurate according to our referee. Ben Cease, the captain, takes the restart, takes it to the ground. Here's Moody charging forward. It's going to take more than one man to take him down, and eventually he goes down. Ueno waiting for the ball. There's a pickup by Birch. Aiden Birch puts it down.
Back.
Oh, Schoen comes in offside, and that's going to be a penalty. Ball had not come out yet, and he went and tackled his counterpart, Ueno, and that's going to be a penalty. And he's going to get a admonishing by the referee.
Admonition. Yeah, there's no point in feigning innocence here.
Yeah, exactly. Especially as a scrum half, you know exactly what's going on there. But the kick is not into touch, but it goes off the hands of Akers, and he's going to rue that play when he goes home, because he maybe should have just let that ball go.
Back up, guys.
Well, really, it doesn't matter because it was a penalty anyway. But he had a shot at catching that one. Here's Perez with the throw-in. Birch takes it, isn't tackled, and drives for a couple of more meters. Ueno. Nice, almost a nice corralling of that inadvertent pass by Josh Williams, but it is turned over. Here's Van Oss looking for some space, holding onto the ball, waiting for his support. There's number 17, George Fiend, and it's taken by the number 8, turned over by Brink Sawyer. Moody with a pass to nobody but himself. And then it is taken by his counterpart, number 1, Josh Estel. That was an interesting little exchange between props.
Fine, first man's on his feet.
Josiger loses the ball, and it's now number 7, Luke Gregerson with the ball. Taking to turf. Ueno. Parker Vincent.
Back off flag.
There's
Back
Kauko.
off flag.
He gets rid more one turnover after the next. Here's Jerry Williams. And this is turned over. This has been some series, Steve. It's who wants to keep the ball. There's Josh Williams. He'll keep the ball, and he'll go in for his second. No, he gets – oh, there's an unselfish play by Josh Williams. He gives the ball over to his teammate. You got to love that. There's number 18, Bryce Hardy, getting the gift of a try from Josh Williams. Here it is again. Here's a series where there's just nobody wants the ball. Finally, Azusa Pacific takes it. There's Birch. Bounce pass into the arms of Josh Williams. Again, that goes to Josh Williams, who holds on to it and then dishes it off. There's a gentleman, true gentleman, giving that one away. And icing on the cake, Hardy gets to attempt his own conversion.
As long as the ball carrier is the first thing on that ball, or that pile of players, yeah, you can go.
Here's Bryce Hardy, number 18, just scored that try for Azusa Pacific. And the try is not going to do it. It's not going to make it.
You good?
So we have a 45-7 score in favor of Azusa Pacific, the Cougars, on top of University of Wisconsin St. Stephen's with about 70. That's not St. Stephen's. I beg your pardon.
Okay. Got it.
It's Wisconsin Stevens Point in black and red. Sorry, folks. About 5 minutes left. Let's see if they can crack the whitewash one more time, at least before this one ends. There's the Hawaiian. Kauko taking the ball. Moody, short side, bangs over one tackler, fends off another. He is just a rambling, rolling piano, Steve, down the pitch. He finally gets slowed down. Ueno into the hands of Parker Vincent, who gets it over a ducking Josh Williams into the hands of Dilly, who takes it to the turf. Ueno digs it out again. On the burst, there's number 17 just in, Noah Burton, getting his hands on the ball. That's a good run by him. So showing some depth off the bench, Azusa Pacific, and they'll need it in their championship tomorrow because they'll have very little rest or time to relish this win. But in the meantime, Josh Estill counterattacking for Wisconsin Stevens Point. But they turn it over. Just been a series of turnovers every time there's been some action on the part of Wisconsin St. Stevens, Stevens Point.
Stay out. Black 7.
There's the referee warning. Steve, who's your man of the match for our leaders in this one so far?
Yeah, I thought a terrific performance by Chase Wolfhope. Just as we go down here, fullback coming down the field, big long break up the middle.
That was Jacob Bentz with a big run. Here goes Anthony Martinez on the outside. He dishes it off to Brink Sawyer. And he is in for the try. Another try. That's a brace, I believe, for Connor Brink Sawyer.
Yes, indeed. Back to the man of the match. So Chase Wolfhope had a great performance for me. I think he went off around about the 60-minute mark, and any other day I would have given it to him. But I think, actually, as the game has worn on, his captain, skipper, Ben cease and desist. He has done well, and led from the front. He would be my man of the match.
All right, and there's that replay of the try. A nice run by Bentz. He's taken to the turf, but he gets the ball up into the hands of the would-be scorer, Connor Brink Sawyer. There it is. There's Brink Sawyer eventually getting the ball, and on the second effort, touching it down. Well done.
On the Wisconsin Stevens Point side, I think we had some, good, honest efforts up front from Estel and Van den Langenberg. I thought Van Os had some promise, not a lot to work with. But I actually would give it to Jerry Williams, this left wing. He didn't have a lot of opportunities in attack, but he tackled all day. He tried all day. Got a little yellow card for over-eagerness, but I think his effort was there.
So we're gonna award the man of the match for them to a man that's spent some time in the sin bin, paid his dues. All right, I agree with you. We'll go with that. So it'll be Jerry Williams for Wisconsin Stevens Point, and the captain Ben Seast for the men in white as they take the restart. There is Kauko smashing forward. Here's your man of the match, Ben Seast. With about 2 minutes remaining, Anthony Martinez crashing forward.
16 out. 16.
Isaac Higgins on the stop there.
Okay, I got it.
Here's Parker Vincent again with another break, and he has had a big day himself. Perhaps he heard us, and he gets it to Josh Williams, another man who's had a great day. And Josh Williams, that is indeed another try. He did not dish it off this time. He kept it himself because he was under the gun, and he put it under the post. A great try and a great run from both centers. Here you go. Here's Parker Vincent. He just explodes past the defenders and has the presence of mind to look for Josh Williams, who was stride for stride with him, and as a result, gets into the try zone.
Yep, they both got honorable mentions, those centers. They both looked full of danger for defenses. Quite strong runners, well-balanced runners, and that was a well-timed pass between them for the score.
Here's Bryce Hardy, number 18, who came off the bench, and will be his third attempt at a conversion, relieving Travis Hughes of those duties. And he gets it through. A nice conversion attempt by Bryce Hardy. And that'll make it 57-7, Steve.
Yep, it doesn't feel that kind of game. I mean, it's been well contested, but it's ended up with a 50-point differential.
57-7 in favor of Azusa Pacific University's Cougars over the Wisconsin Stevens Point squad. They're in the black and red, Azusa in white, receiving the restart. And we're getting to what could be the final series of the match right now as the ball bounces around, and along with it, the remaining time in this match. There's Jerry Williams, our man of the match for Wisconsin Stevens Point. Here's a counterattack. There's Schoen. He does manage to go. It was called a tackle, so it's going to be a penalty against Birch for not releasing. And here's Schoen. Van Os runs into Bo Perez. There's Birch. No quit in the men in black, which you like to see. There's number 4. That was Kevin Van den Langenberg, who kept it alive with a big run, but it is turned over. There's Seast to Birch. Birch looking for some help and tips it with his foot into touch, and that will do it. A big, resounding win for Azusa Pacific. The Cougars over University of Wisconsin Stevens Point. 57-7 in this NSCRO semifinal. We'll have our man Brett Anchor on the pitch with a member of each squad in just a moment. But, Stephen, a resounding victory, a statement victory perhaps, going into the Challenge Cup final tomorrow.
Yes, in the end, Azusa just too much firepower, took the chances and then poured it on a little bit towards the end there, racking up, I think, 20 points in the last 15 minutes. Sets them up for an intriguing clash tomorrow with another very convincing winner this morning in Washington and Lee University. So that will be tomorrow's matchup in the Challenge Cup final. Azusa State of the Gold Coast Conference in California against the Virginians from Washington and Lee.
Yeah, the Lexington, Virginia squad versus the team from California. You can't get any more diverse than that, right? And that's the beauty of these kinds of tournaments. This NSCRO, it enables us to see these teams meet, whereas they would never meet. And now they've gotten some exposure on the national level. You got players that are getting into the potential radar.
Yeah, so that's what a national championship is, right? So you play in your conference, you play against local opposition.
All right, as we await our man, Brett Anker. As the teams come together, where it looks like there's a team prayer on the field with Azusa. And we are ready for Brett Anker down on the pitch. Go ahead, Brett.
Thanks, Matt. I'm here with Keegan Brighton from UW Stevens Point.
Yep.
Now, it was a little bit of a disappointing result for you guys. I know you traveled a long way to get here, an 18-hour bus ride. What can you take away from this game in your first experience at a national final?
It's a lot different than we thought. We're expecting a much different atmosphere. We're expecting a different kind of, I don't know what we expected. I don't know. We really thought they were going to be smaller. They looked different on film. They played some bigger teams, and we came out and thought we were going to come out hot, and we came out a little slower than we'd like to, and they took advantage of it, and they were a better team today.
So what can you take from today's performance to move forward, particularly in a game that you play tomorrow that is mostly for pride?
Right. We have a lot of guys. We have a lot of seniors that want to finish on a good note. We have a lot of athleticism that we didn't get to show today. It was a little cold for us. We didn't get quite as warmed up as we wanted to, but tomorrow we're going to really showcase our athleticism, give our seniors and give our older guys the opportunity to show what they got, and really open up that we didn't do everything today or do everything tomorrow that we didn't do today. So
that's great. Thank you for your time, and good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Matt, back to you.
Well done there, my friend. A little bit of honesty. They didn't think they were as good as they were. They didn't think they were as big as they were. Sometimes it's not what you see on film, Steve. But, it was a good experience for them, a learning experience, and they're a young team. They'll be back. We may have Brett on the pitch with another player this time from the winning side, the Azusa Pacific squad. And we do indeed. We're going to send it back down to Brett.
Hey, I'm down here with Bo Perez from the winning Azusa Pacific School. So, Bo, what did you think of your team's performance today? You guys had a pretty convincing win.
Yeah, it's really just about consistency, and I felt like as a team, nobody was lacking. So we really just went out there, smashed every play, and towards the end, we got to just play a little bit, have some fun, and we got to run the score up.
So a couple years ago, your team basically was winless, according to your coach. How have you guys been able to turn this around in the last couple of years to make yourself into a national final?
I think the biggest thing is just being cohesive as a unit. Our team, we have a lot of great individual players. Our physicality is great, but mentally we struggled in the beginning of the season. And as we get ready for playoffs, we just start working as a team and listen to our coach. And the more we do that, and the more we let God humble us, the better we play. So
you guys came here with a small squad, 18 players. You got a quick turnaround tomorrow. How do you guys get yourself ready for a game against a tough Washington and Leaside?
Well, I mean, even though we got a small squad, size doesn't really matter. We come to play every day. And I mean, we have 15 on the field, and that's all you need. So 15 strong, and that's how we get it done.
All right, thanks, Matt. Back to you.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Bo. Stephen, we are out of time here, but tomorrow we've got two big matches coming at you. We have at 10:45 a.m. Christendon versus Claremont in the Champions Cup. And then we have Washington and Lee versus Azusa Pacific in the Challenge Cup. All here from the NSCRO National Small College Rugby Organization Championships at Siena, Hickey Field. I'm Matt McCarthy for Steve Lewis and Brett Anker for Next Level Rugby's production of the NSCRO Championships. We'll see you tomorrow.